This is what I eat in a day to lose weight, because in case you don't know, I lost around 18 pounds in a couple of months, and this is what I would usually eat in order to facilitate that weight loss. Obviously next to it I would also do my cardio and I would keep up with my training. For my training I would stick with weightlifting, because the key is when you're trying to lose weight that you want to maintain as much muscle mass as you possibly can. I always aim to stick to at least 80 to 90% of my pre-diet loads, meaning that that's the way that I want to keep pushing when I'm in a fat loss phase. And important for that is to make sure that you get enough protein in. And one of the things that I found help really well is when I start my day with mainly proteins and healthy fats and not as much carbs, just some simple carbs coming from fruits. Then I would do my training, and then after my training, when I would have my second meal of the day, I would mainly focus on having complex carbs in that meal. I have a big pot here, the biggest one that I have, with some water, and I'm just going to bring it to a very gentle simmer because we're going to poach some eggs. Eggs are a very high quality protein and they also contain a lot of vitamins and minerals. If there's one thing I wish I would have done differently since the beginning of my fitness journey, it is 100% focusing more on what I actually eat instead of just fats, carbs, and protein. Try to make sure that you get a variety of everything in, because in the end it will help with supporting your body, but also with therefore your energy levels. And I think that one is really key, because obviously the more energy you have, the easier it is to just stick to anything. I just drop the egg in while I swirl the water, and then you just wait a couple of minutes until it is poached. I'm adding a bit of spinach. I try to add vegetables to every meal that I eat, so spinach is a good one for breakfast with egg. Then for my carb source, I have these berries, which I already washed yesterday. I love these berries. Some garden cress, a bit of olive oil over the eggs, a little bit of pepper. And then this is my breakfast. I have 3 whole eggs with a tablespoon of high quality olive oil, and then some spinach, some garden cress, salt and pepper, and then I have some berries on the side. I just finished a 30-minute zone 1-2 running, heart rate zone 1-2, which is an easy effort where you can just hold a conversation as you are running. As you can see, I tried to keep my heart rate in zone 1-2. I maxed out at 167, which is I think zone 3 for me. It's just because my heart rate usually peaks when I start and I kind of have to find my rhythm. But then it settled nicely and I was able to do the 30 minutes in zone 1-2, which is what I do approximately 2 times a week. And then now 1 time a week I do my VO2 max, but I don't do that during a fat loss phase. During a fat loss phase, I do the low intensity cardio only, which is what I have been doing now. So that was 30 minutes, and that is all that I have planned for today. I am back for lunch. So I meal prepped some rice yesterday, which I'm going to have. This is whole grain, organic jasmine rice, if I remember correctly. I'm just going to add it to my bowl. I don't mind eating my food cold, but if you want to, you can obviously warm it up. And then I'm going to add again a bit of olive oil to it. Since this is my first carb source of the day, I'm going to add quite a lot of rice. And then I have the olive oil, which I'm just going to pour over it, about 1 tablespoon again. Like a little bit. And then next I prepped some veggies, which I usually have meal prepped as well. Then I'm going to grab my chicken. Here are my chicken thighs. So these are just from the Crispy, the Ninja Crispy. I have a little bit of cilantro that I'm just going to add to it. So here is lunch. I have the rice with olive oil and then some veggies. I have the cilantro, lime, and then chicken thighs, which is probably around 250
grams in total.
This is obviously all about food, but next to eating, the workout program that I was following, the cardio protocol that I was following, and the daily steps that I was doing all came from my SHREP program, which is a program in my app. And I was following that program to a T. It's an 8-week program. I did the 8 weeks. Then I went back to maintenance because I thought I was happy with the results. And then when I was at maintenance and I kind of got my, energy back up and I was just like digesting my results, I was like, I think I can give it another push and get like really lean, because I just want to be shredded and see. And then I did another 8 weeks of the SHREP program, which is why my total journey took 180 days, but it wasn't 180 days of fully being in this deficit every single day. It was actually 2 times 8 weeks. That's what I did. I had my daily steps, I had my weekly cardio, which was LISS cardio, and then my regular workout strength training that I normally do to maintain as much muscle mass as I possibly can. And then next to that, this is what a typical full day of eating would look like for me. And then it was just a matter of trying to be as consistent as possible. It is boring, it is annoying, it can be just boring. That's basically what a fat loss journey is. But if you do it, then time passes anyways, and you will reach the goal that you intended for yourself to reach, and that will make you feel really good. So if you want to go ahead and try the SHREP program, I'll leave a link to my app in the description box, also in a pinned comment, and then you can do a free trial if you want to go ahead and check it out to see if it's something that you like. We have the programs, the workouts, and then obviously all the recipe inspo. We are heating up the pan because we're going to make some steak. So I'm going to use no oil, no butter. Just kidding. I am using avocado oil. So I'm first going to put the heat on high, and then I'm going to sear the steak on each side. I'm now making sure that it is completely dry, and then I'm lowering the heat to like a low medium, and then I'm just going to let it do its thing and then turn it around every 30 seconds or so.
And here is my dinner. It's pretty lean. I have the steak and then a whole avocado, microgreens, and then some arugula lettuce. And because we first cook the steak at a high temperature and then lower the temperature, it becomes extremely juicy, as you can tell, which is amazing. So I just added some salt, some pepper, kept it really simple, and that is usually what a typical dinner would look like for me. And then once or maybe twice per week, I would have a wild-caught salmon.
It is my favorite part of the day, which is dessert time, or time for my yogurt bowl. I used to just eat plain yogurt because it has casein, and that is a slow digesting protein, which is perfect for taking you through the night. But I just ate it plain because I never really took the time to make it exciting, and I have been making them super exciting, and now it is something that I absolutely look forward to. I also found the best Greek yogurt that I ever had in my life. So this is everything that's not true actually. The key ingredients. This is my guilty pleasure. This is the best Greek yogurt that I've ever had. It is from Weerribbenzuivel. It's like a farm, I guess. It has a almost bubbly layer on top. It almost gives the feeling of ice cream. It's incredible. I'm going to add my berries, strawberries. And then the best part. So whenever I am cutting, I would just add one, which is a little bit sad, but it is what it is. Amazing. So here is my yogurt bowl. I have the full fat Greek yogurt, berries, and then my Nutella cookie. That was it for today's What I Eat in a Day video. I really hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, then don't forget to subscribe, because then I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys. And since I'm not actually cutting now, I'm going to add another cookie.